As we reflect on the anniversary of September 11th, one Gulf War veteran says the story really began a decade earlier in the desert sands of 1990. I'm Sierra Williams, your Voice for Veterans reporter, and Russ Ware says the events of Desert Storm and 9/11 are memories he will never forget.
The liberation of Kuwait has begun.
A series of explosions, probably 8 to 10 sharp white explosions that illuminated the towers.
When the Gulf War began in 1990, Russell Ware was among the thousands deployed to Saudi Arabia.
It took a day and a half of sometimes intense fighting, but the Saudi city of Khafji is liberated once again.
It was quick, it was decisive, but Ware says it was far from simple.
We're used to long conflicts wherever we go. When Desert Storm happened, I was like, hey, look at the great might that we are as a military force. We can end this within months. Well, we really didn't end it within months. It wasn't as decisive, at least from my perspective and from what I saw on the ground.
That fight, Ware believes, set off a domino effect leading directly to September 11th.
For a while. When the second plane hit, didn't seem to be any question left. This was a planned, well-planned out terrorist attack, and that, of course, is what the FBI and the feds are confirming for us now.
I connect that day from Desert Storm. It felt familiar. It wasn't as a tremendous heartfelt shock as 9/11 was because it happened to us. In Desert Storm, we were the doers. We were doing what we had to do in order to stop this evil that was going in and invading Kuwait, a sovereign country that we were an ally with. We weren't an ally with any of these people. These people came in and did what they did because they could.
Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center.
How I relate that to that day, it just seems like the next chapter in the book. It's the next chapter in the war. I feel like I was reading on a continuation.
After 9/11, Ware deployed again and again, 17 times in total. Each deployment bringing new challenges and new losses.
One of my good friends died of cancer. And it wasn't natural. He was in an explosion and with an irradiated bomb, and it got in his mouth, and he lost his tongue and his half his leg. So I consider him a casualty of war. It just took a long time for that bullet to get him, and I miss him every day.
Ware says it's a reminder that the war's impact doesn't end when the battlefields grow quiet.
And then it's not till you're afterwards that everything comes out. I had 25 years of trauma in my mind that was compartmentalized. And as soon as that threat was gone in my life, it all came out.
Today, Ware honors those memories as director of the Crownsville's Veterans Cemetery. He says the grounds hold more than names and dates. They speak through poetry.
Right here. I've always been of service in any way, and now in this position I have a service to keep the honor and integrity of those that have said, yes, I will do this. I will stand in front. It is important to me.
As another 9/11 anniversary arrives, Ware says the events of that day and the war that came before it still shape the world we live in today.
We're never going to be out of a war, it seems like. We're always going to be in some kind of conflict in the United States. And I think that's just our nature. I wish it wasn't, because those of us that have been to war know that it's the worst piece of humanity you could ever think of. And the worst thing is that we do it to ourselves. And that's never going to go away.
Russell Ware said he's not the only one with invisible wounds from war who are still healing. He encourages his brothers and sisters to reach out for help, or even him if you need someone to talk to. If you or someone needs help, call the Veterans Crisis Line at 988. They are available 24/7. In the studio, Sierra Williams, WMAR 2 News. We hope you enjoyed that Voice for Veterans story. For more stories about local veterans, click the box in the corner and be sure to hit the circle and subscribe because we post all of our veteran stories right here on YouTube.